In today's episode, we're diving into the art of mastering your time with a powerful combination: to-do lists and calendars. We'll uncover the secrets to blending these tools for unparalleled productivity and efficiency. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is the Mr. Productivity Podcast, the show that is dedicated to empowering you to conquer distractions, prioritize effectively, and gain daily clarity. Now, before we get started with the episode, I have a question to ask you, and I want you to answer this honestly. Are you ready to elevate your work game? Well, if you answered yes, even if you answered no, I want to invite you to join the Productive Life email newsletter. It's delivered weekly to you every Saturday, packed with insights to revamp your daily routine. Each week, I bring you no-nonsense tips to power through your task. Expect to learn how to exceed your goals, boost your daily hustle, and balance intense work with a relaxing downtime included. Time is precious, my friends, and my strategies are the key to achieving your dreams. Don't miss out on upgrading your productivity. Subscribe for free at MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com, and transform every day into a win. All right, let's get started.
Should you use a to-do list or a calendar? Yes, you should use both a to-do list and a calendar. They both serve a function. There's a lot of people out there who are productivity experts like me who will tell you true successful people only use a calendar. They don't use a to-do list. They put everything on their calendar. And you can watch other videos and read other blog posts and listen to other podcasts and say successful people are list takers. I think you need to do both. There is something very powerful about capturing the thoughts in your head into an app or onto a notebook like a bullet journal. But there's also something to be said about putting those things on your calendar. We've all heard the saying, what gets scheduled gets done. And I want to break this down for you a little bit more. To-do lists are a way for you to capture your thoughts, as I just mentioned, when you can't put them on your calendar. For example, let's say you and I are going to schedule a call to talk about something. Well, I can't get a hold of you. I've emailed you and I've texted you, but you're busy. So I can't put that on the calendar yet. But I can put it on my to-do list, and it'll stay on my to-do list until I finally get a hold of you and we can actually schedule it. So I think the to-do list is really important. Richard Branson is an avid note taker, an avid list maker, because he's capturing the thoughts out of his head. Now, when it comes to the calendar, anything that takes time needs to go on your calendar. So, for example, if you're going to the doctor's, that should go on your calendar because it's going to take you a significant amount of time. But if you want to put a weekly reminder to not to forget to take the garbage out, I wouldn't put that on my calendar. What's that take you? A minute? So I want you to think about anything that takes less than 15 minutes. Don't put it on your calendar. Instead, put it on your to-do list. But things that take time, I want you to put it on your calendar. Now, here's a couple of things I want you to think about. I don't want you to overload yourself. This is something a lot of people deal with. They put so much on their calendar and they color code everything, and it looks like a kid's coloring book. There's colors everywhere. Well, here's what I want you to think about. If you put too much stuff on your calendar, you're probably not going to do a lot of it. So the stuff that needs to go on your calendar needs to be the stuff you're actually going to work on. Does that make sense? Think about what you're putting on your calendar. Just don't do it on autopilot. Don't do it mindlessly. Go, okay, what am I going to work on tomorrow if you're planning your day the day before? Or what am I going to work on today if you're planning it this morning? Think about what you want on your calendar. A lot of people make this mistake. They don't think about how much time they actually have available to do the work the following day. So a to-do list is very powerful because our brains can't remember everything. And I have this theory. I can't prove it with science or medicine or any of that really cool stuff that smart people do. Your brain, I think, will forget the most important thing you need to remember. I think it's like Murphy's Law. And so if you have an idea, I don't care if it's an idea for a video, for a podcast, for a book you want to go pick up, for a friend you want to call, you need to capture that immediately. You can use a bullet journal. You can use a to-do list. Capture the idea. The problem is, I deal a lot with my clients and I see a lot of people on social media. They just keep adding to their to-do list, adding, and the pile gets bigger and bigger. And it becomes so overwhelming because they don't do anything. The to-do list just sits there and they're like, I'm not going to touch that. It all needs to be done, but I don't know when I'm going to get it done. What you need to do is triage. In war times, when there's a lot of wounded people, wounded soldiers and whatnot, they do triage. Who's critical? Who's stable? Who's okay? They do triage. You need to do triage on your to-do list every day. Now, I don't care if you do it in the morning, in the afternoon, at lunch, or in the evening. Just do it every day and go, okay, I have all these things on my to-do list. What goes on my calendar? Do not select all and move them to the next day because that's not taking care of the problem. I want you to think about what needs to go on your calendar. Now, let's say you have 20 to-dos that each one takes you less than 3 minutes to do. So 20 times 3 is 60 minutes. Maybe that will be a really good calendar event. Do the little things. You can call it whatever you want to do. Do the 3-minute thing. Do the tiny things. And then when that's scheduled on your calendar, all you do is you knock out all those to-dos. That's gold. I don't think you heard me. Because a lot of times, these little things get forgotten. Oh, that's only going to take me a minute. That's only going to take me 3 minutes. It's only going to take me 2 minutes. And we're like, well, someday I'll get to them, and they never get done. So the email never gets sent. That card never gets sent. You never make that phone call. You never do FaceTime. Well, here's an idea. Take that stuff, that short stuff, and allocate a 60-minute block of time, a 90-minute block of time, however long it's going to take you, and work on all these really small to-dos. Knock them out. That's going to solve two purposes. Number one, you're like, wow, I just knocked out a whole bunch of stuff off my to-do list. Number two, the people who are waiting to hear from you are going to be happy to hear from you, or they're going to be happy to see you got the things done that you said you were going to get done. And number three, how good is it going to make you feel when you knock a whole bunch of things off your to-do list? So I think there's enough room in this life for both to-do lists and calendars. So I'm not a to-do list only guy. I'm not a calendar only guy. I'm a both guy. They both serve their purpose. So capture all those thoughts, all those things you need to do on your to-do list, and then eventually move them over to your calendar. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced like I am, I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm saying a little bit ahead of you. If I have something that I need to do and I know when I can fit it in my schedule and I don't have to contact anyone, I put it directly on my calendar. You should do the same thing.
Just a quick episode for you today because I know sometimes you just need a quick hit of Mr. Productivity's tip of the day or tip of the week, if you will. And so I want you to take the information I gave you on the show today and think about how you approach to-do lists and how you approach calendars and ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now working, or do I need to tweak it a little bit? Make this information work for you. Now, before you go, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. This will tell whatever podcast player you're listening to this on to serve this episode, to serve this podcast up to other people so I can help them just like I helped you. Now, if you've already done that, I really am thankful that you did that. It means the world to me. And the final thing I'll leave you with today, don't forget MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com is the central location to find out everything you want to know about me, Mr. Productivity. You can sign up for the free Productive Life email newsletter. You can find out about my paid community, the Productive Life community, where I go live every month, and there's a lot more goodies inside that. You could read my blog, find out about my history. Everything you want to know about me is at MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com. Thank you so much for your time and attention, for listening to this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast. I'll be back real soon with a brand new episode, but until then, my friend, stay productive and stay positive.